Ideological parties. Ideological parties are parties that value principled standards on issues above all else. This most firmly ideological parties have been independent, which are third parties, and those are libertarian, socialist workers, and right to life. Two-party system. A two-party system is an electoral system with two dominant parties that compete in national elections. This is rare in the world and only takes place in 18 nations. Between 1888 and 2012, Republicans won 17 elections for Democrats and 15 Republicans won 17 elections and Democrats 15. Why is there a two-party system? One, the system of elections. This is plurality versus winner-take-all system. Two, distribution of public opinion. It's broadly based ideologies. Minor parties. Minor parties have been a relatively permanent feature of American political life. The parties that endure are ideological. There are four major minor parties that include ideological parties, which are parties professing a comprehensive view of American society and government radically different from the established parties. Most have been Marxist in outlook, but some are quite the opposite, such as Libertarian Party. The second is one-issue. One-issue parties are parties seeking a single policy, usually revealed by their names and avoiding other issues. The third is economic protest. Economic protest parties, usually based in a particular region, especially involving farmers, that protest against depressed economic conditions. These tend to disappear as conditions improve. The fourth is factional. Factional parties create a split in a major party, usually over the identity and philosophy of the major party's presidential candidate. And factional tends to have a greater impact on public opinion. The nomination process. Parties are driven by desire to win and the desire to keep party intact and from forming a third party. And the big question is, are delegates then representatives of voters? Discrepancies between delegates and voters. In parties, the activists and leaders tend to have views different from those of the lower levels in the party. Rules that require a certain amount of representation. Women minorities are within these parties. And last but not least, primaries. Primaries are elections held to select one delegate to run for a political party in an election. There are two types, open primaries and closed primaries. Open primaries, anyone can vote. Closed primaries, only people registered as a certain party can vote for candidates of that party. And caucus. A caucus is a meeting of party followers in which party delegates are picked.